Alright guys, so in this video we're going to be turning this character into more of a fictional character. So, I mean, you can start off by just conceptualizing from your imagination and then just pushing out from there and just really kind of getting a good perspective of what you guys want with your characters, either by referencing wildlife or by referencing other fictional characters that you might like. So I'm going to try and turn this character into a mermaid. So the first thing I'm going to do is just look for features that I can use to make her into a mermaid. So I'm going to isolate her. So what I did is I made a copy of her. So this gives me the ability to hide all of my other layers that I have here that are part of this model, meaning that anything that might be a distraction to me, I'm going to hide everything from these numbers to any type of little label. So that's all gone. So the only thing I have left is my character. I'm going to erase these little marks here. I'm going to grab her by selecting my selection tool. Right on top you have your tool set here in Sketchbook. In Photoshop, to move her, I might have to select her and then go to my direct selection arrow and drag her across. Here I can just grab this little cross here, drag her over. I'm going to set her. I'm going to create a brand new layer for myself to work off of. I'm going to go ahead and lower the opacity a bit to see through her, go back up to my work layer, and then zoom in. And then this is where we can start having fun, right? So we have her legs, we have her her torso and her head and all the good stuff, but how do we make her into something that we might want to see as a fictional character? So I'm going to bring this back a bit. I'm going to switch up colors just for the purpose of you seeing something that's not just blue or dark blue, and you can get a feel for what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go with this reddish color, or with this, looks like a terracotta, I don't know, so some red color. Anyway, so I'm going to start playing with her waist down. So I mean, I was thinking mermaid, so I'm working a little bit far, a little bit sketchy, you know. I'm not really kind of, you know, I'm thinking about the anatomy, but I'm thinking about my design. I want to think about that curve that I want to set. So maybe start pushing this down here, pushing this down this way, thinking about how that's going to flow at the bottom when this is coming down. Am I going to want to add a pinch? How am I going to want this character's body to lay? So, you know, maybe adding a bit of a curve here, pushing this up this way, pushing it up that way, pinching and tapering. Remember I was talking about tapering and pinching? So I might want to do that there. And then without having any reference on me yet, okay, I'm just going to quickly rough out something that I think feels like the character that I want, but it might not be, right? So meaning that, you know, I can play with this as much as I want until I get something that's a better representation of what I want. I'm not photo bashing. I'm just, you know, using my imagination, which sometimes works great. You know, sometimes if you're trying to draw something out, using your imagination is the best way to go. See, like I'm struggling with this tail, but that's just because in my head I can't really, you know, get a clear view of what I'm looking for. I mean, I could go ahead and use symmetry on that, which I won't. I'm just going to continue to work it out and have you guys kind of see me go through some of my mistakes. That way you can see that it just doesn't happen overnight where you get a character, you're like, oh, it looks amazing. And I'm going to move on from there, right? So of course, since she's a mermaid, I will give her shells here, but I want to figure out the anatomy of what she's going to be wearing. So I can keep her arm that way. I can push it out. I don't know. I like this arm, so I might just keep it the way it is. So I might do that. Maybe thin it out. And then her hand, maybe elongate it a bit, just because I'm thinking if she's a mermaid, then she would need longer hands. I don't know. I'm thinking more of like a seal type based character, but I could be wrong, right? I could be completely wrong. Pushing in here, maybe giving her a thicker base for the neck, almost like a turtle, and pushing that in. You know, there we can add some gills here. I'm thinking since she's fish based, she would have to be more streamlined with her face. Excuse me, so I would push this up, kind of push that anatomy.